Flemington on the first Tuesday in November 2008. The race that stops Australia and New Zealand is about to produce another winner for the Cup's king, James Bartholomew Cummings.
200 metres to go. Bauer ran to second. Somerville coming home hard. Feud in front. Bauer's a big danger. Feud buoyant neck. Bauer's getting there. Feud holding on. Bauer dives. Feud a nose for Bauer, I think. 2 lengths away. Sailor.
It was Cup number 12, and 50 years after Bart Cummings' first Melbourne Cup runner. 8 of those Cup winners had trans-Tasman connections. Cummings learned early about the quality of New Zealand thoroughbreds, and it was to provide incredible success throughout his career. Romantics might be tempted to add a 13th Cup to the Cummings collection. As a 23-year-old, he was strapper for Comic Court, his father Jim's entry in the 1950 Melbourne Cup. By 1953, Cummings was forging his own training career in South Australia. No doubt he had dreams, but could the young trainer ever imagine the success that lay ahead? 264 Group 1 wins, including 20 in a season, and becoming the most dominant trainer in one of the world's most famous races. The first Group 1 victory came in 1958 when Stormy Passage won the South Australian Derby. The year also marked Cummings' first visit to the yearling sales at Trentham, his racing analysis showing that all the best staying horses were bred in New Zealand. It was the start of an association with New Zealand that's lasted more than half a century. From Trentham to Karaka, the astute trainer selected the future champions that helped make the Cummings name famous all around the world. Cummings' first Melbourne Cup success with a New Zealand-bred horse came with Light Fingers in 1965. Stablemate Zaima made it a Quinella, a feat Cummings achieved 5 times. Light Fingers almost won the plaudits again in 1966. She was second to a stablemate, the Trentham-bought Galilee, the first horse to win the Caulfield, Melbourne and Sydney Cups in the same year. The New Zealand-breds were working wonders for Cummings in the Cup, so he prepared another in red-handed to complete the hat-trick in 1967. Cummings was almost expected to make it 4 in succession the following year, but such is the nature of racing that Cummings had to wait until 1974 to enjoy Melbourne Cup success again with another New Zealand bred in Think Big.
At the 200, Battle Heights has got clear. He's a length and a half in front. Leilani's out after him with Captain Perry and Lord Metric and Think Big. Leilani reaches the lead. Think Big cutting it down with every stride, and Think Big gets up to win. Cummings Quinella's them. Think Big first. Leilani is second.
Think Big made it 2 in a row for Cummings the following year. The New Zealand connection was serving Cummings well. Pedigree's important, but Cummings believes the secret to success at Flemington is as simple as maintaining a routine for his horses amidst the hype of the biggest race days.
You see a lot of horses working faster before a major race and quicker times than they do any other time, and it's taken them out of the normal pattern of training, and I'd try to just remain calm enough not to alter it, and I think that's probably helped me a lot.
2 more Cups followed in the 70s before Cummings struck a drought in the 80s. He made up for it with a spread of 4 winners throughout the last decade of the century. Saintly was foaled in Australia from New Zealand parents and with Sir Tristram as the dam sire.
Saintly hit the lead in the Melbourne Cup. He drew a length in front of Nothing Like a Day in Count Shivers. Skybow running on. Saintly in front for Darren Beedman. Bart Cummings has got his 10th Melbourne Cup. Saintly's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beedman and Bart Cummings. Saintly first.
At 84, Cummings was still making the annual trip for the premier yearling sales at Karaka, still searching for the next New Zealand thoroughbred that he could shape into a champion racehorse. There was no sign of retirement, and you wouldn't bet against more success before he finally calls it a day. His record at the time of induction is beyond compare. 12 Melbourne Cups on the shelf when most trainers would be happy to have 1. A selection of the many other significant wins over the years is testament to the skills of a master who could prepare racehorses for all tracks, conditions and occasions. Cummings is one of the most identifiable faces of racing on both sides of the Tasman, and it's not just thanks to Australia Post. He's been honoured with the Order of Australia and was an inaugural inductee into the Australian Racing Hall of Fame in 2001. And now, with his entry into the New Zealand Racing Hall of Fame, Cummings will forever be linked to the land that provided him with so many thoroughbred champions.